So I want to show you how you can use OpenBB Excel add-in to streamline your financial modeling. Okay, and so let's say that you're interested on the balance sheet of a company. Okay, in this case, I'm already connected with the Excel add-in, and so I know that this leads into OBB.equity, fundamental, balance, and I can do the tab, and I can go ahead and choose my symbol. Let's go for Apple. Okay, in this case, you'll see that you have access to all of this data, but I mean, this is not in the best shape, you know, so you can rely on Excel to improve that. So in this case, I'm going ahead and I'm going to use the transpose function, and I want to go here to the end. I click enter. Okay, this is already much better, right? However, there's still an issue with this, which is like, let's say that we're gonna solve a real issue. So let's say I want to get the current ratio associated with this, okay? And the current ratio is basically, let's put it here, current ratio. The current ratio is basically the, let's put it here, is basically the current assets divided by the current liabilities, okay? And so in this case, you'll see that the latest current assets are located here, and you'll be able to see them somewhere here. Okay, so every time, let's say you want to build the current ratio, so the current ratio was actually going to be given by this one divided by this one. Let's say that you want to use this. You don't want to have access to all of the data, or you don't want to rely on a location. So I'm going to show you how you can automate that process. Okay. So as for the current assets, basically what I'm looking for is, I'm going to go ahead and copy this. Okay. And this will give me access to the same data, and I can basically use the index function, which will allow me to actually select the row and the number that I want to access. So I'm talking about the row number, current assets, 13, and the column number 2. Okay, and so you'll be able to see that the number is 1.4356 here, 1443. Okay, this is the right number. However, there's an issue, which is we are relying on the location, and so there's a better way to do that than relying on location, and that better way is using the match function from Excel. So if I am to use match, I'm going to use the total current assets. Okay, I want to use the lookup array. I'm just going to look for the A, because I know that the data is always going to be here, and I want an exact match, so that is going to be 0. I close brackets, and that's it. And so now you have access to the same data, but the advantage is you're not relying on the position in terms of location, you're relying on the name of the field, right? And so if you're familiar with Python, this is the same as accessing the data on a data frame through the brackets and the string, right? And so what I'm going to do now is copy this entire thing, and actually I wasn't meant to put it here, but okay. Current assets. This guy will come here, and I might as well do it here directly. So now I want the liabilities, total current liabilities is the name. Okay, this should work. This is the current liabilities. Okay, so now when I look for the ratio is simply 1 divided by the other. Okay, and right now we are doing this for the ticker of Apple, right? Okay, and the reason why we're doing this for ticker of Apple is, what you can see is when I'm clicking on these symbols, we are leveraging Apple, but there's actually no reason we need to do that. And so what I'm gonna do is rely on this ticker here. So I just need to click on this guy and click here for J2 and Taka, and here do the same. I'm gonna rely on G2. Because I'm looking for the A in terms of the positioning, I also need to do it here. So I'm gonna fix it here as well, J2. Perfect. Now, what's the advantage of this is that I can click Microsoft, and here I have access to the current ratio of Microsoft. Now, let's say that we want to verify this data. That's also something that we can do. I can go into Arc. I'm going to go into Terminal Pro. What data were we checking in? Microsoft. So I want to go into, this one is empty. Let's look for ratios, financial ratios. This is a liquidity ratio, current ratio. So this is for Apple, but we want Microsoft. Microsoft, here we go, 1.77, which is from 2023, which is what we add, 1.769, which is fair enough. And Apple, you saw earlier, was 0.99, which is what we get here. That's perfect. This is how you can leverage OpenBB data. And I mean, Excel is super powerful. You can do so many things with it. Another one that we can just show quickly is like, let's say you want to get the latest CPI data of a country. Let's do Portugal, which is where I'm from. Okay. This will show all the data, but as you can see, the order is from ascending. Okay, and so you can't really rely on the positioning because basically you'll have always more data. And so the best way to do this is to sort the data. So I can go here, I can click sort, and basically I can select this as a reference, and then I'm gonna actually click on the formula builder, which makes it easy for me. And then a number indicating the row or column to sort by is the number 1. The sort order, I want descending order, and so that's -1. And then false to sort by row, true to sort by column. I want to sort by column, right? And so I click here. Oh, sorry, not by column, not sort by row. Here we go. So now let's say that you wanted always to get the latest data from the CPI associated with Portugal. Is basically as simple as doing index here, and then selecting the row number that you want. So in this case, the row would be row number 2, and the column that you want, which is column number 2 as well. Okay, and we expect to get 1.422. There we go. That's perfect. So you can see that you can leverage this as you want, and the data will get updated automatically. Okay.